Hello and welcome back to the channel. So recently I set a PB in the marathon at this year's Yorkshire Marathon, and en route to setting that PB in the marathon I also picked up a nice shiny new PB in the half marathon at this year's Great North Run, despite the tough conditions. So over the course of this 14-week training block, I've set two big PBs in the half marathon of 64 minutes and the marathon in 2 hours 18 minutes, which is quite a massive improvement considering, well, this time last year I did 2:28 for the marathon and 65 minutes for the half marathon. So we're chipping away at these PBs a little by little. And that's what we want to do as runners. We always want to be getting faster. We always want to getting fitter because, well, it's a great feeling setting new PBs and being better than we were yesterday. And in terms of kind of what's next, well, it's now cross-country season here in the UK. I'll have my first cross-country race actually just this weekend coming up. And I will also be focusing on those 10k distances too. So getting some speed and some short stuff and some, well, fast cross-country races in. Well, be it as fast as it can be given the UK conditions, tends to be fairly slow by cross-country standards, especially when compared to some US courses out there. So in today's video, and well, in a series of videos I have coming this week, thought I would share with you kind of the key specific takeaways that ultimately help me to run, well, PBs in the half marathon and marathon. And in particular, those types of workouts you can do, well, to run faster across the longer distances. But I almost forgot, I should preface this by saying, well, there isn't going to be one workout out there that's going to make or break you as a runner, or make or break your PB. What you need to do is stack in workout after workout after workout, run after run after run. That's what builds fitness that will ultimately help you to run a PB. But anyway, the first workout that helped me to, well, set PBs in the half marathon and marathon was something that I've been doing, well, more of in the past 2 years more than anything, and that is the double threshold style workout day. So the double threshold style workout day, well, double threshold is made popular by no other than the likes of Jakob Ingebrigtsen, and actually it's so popular among the kind of the elite and pro runner field out there. There are very few pro runners now actually not incorporating double threshold into their training, and well, there's a reason for that, and that's because double threshold allows, well, all the best athletes in the world to do more higher quality running at those threshold paces over the course of the day. And if you can do more running at those faster paces and more running at threshold, you can improve your threshold faster, you can get fitter. If you get fitter, then you can run faster come race day. So what exactly is a double threshold day? Well, what better way to show you than take you through a double threshold day. So without further ado, we'll cut back in time to when, well, I last filmed my last double threshold day. Today we have a double threshold workout on the cards. This morning I'm actually going to do the same session or thereabouts what I did only a couple of weeks ago now, which is just around the local loop near where I live. Just do 8 by 0.8 miles on and then 60 seconds off, and gradually progress it. Last time I think I started off at around like 4:27 and then finished it about 3:57, and so it's just kind of that good progression through the threshold paces. So yeah, we'll see how it goes this morning. Probably plan to do exactly the same thing, see if it feels any easier or any harder. Now, we have quite a big weekend of training this past weekend, a week on from the Newark Half. I did, well, I think about 41 miles of running over the weekend, with Saturday incorporating a 6x2k, 2x1k, and then a 500 to finish, just around Stapleford Woods. Probably one of my best sessions I've ever done there. And then, well, it's windy. And then Sunday was a 20-mile long run. So yeah, pretty solid training weekend. And for the session this evening, we're probably going to head to the track and do some 400s with 30 seconds recovery. Probably aim for 16 of those, depending on how I feel. May do 20, but certainly no more than 20. Right, time for some drills and then we'll get started with this workout. So yeah, feeling good today, despite the high mileage in the legs, but that's to be expected. So yeah, I will catch you on the workout. .410, 409 for reps 3 and reps 4. So try and keep it there now for the next couple, because that's right around LT1 pace. So yeah, feeling right now, halfway through, 4 more to go. Well, overall, I think that was a pretty solid workout. Definitely getting a bit hot now. It's pretty humid out today. It's starting to get warm, so yeah, I'm completely drenched in sweat. Half tights is probably not the right move today. But yeah, that workout this morning, it felt easier than last time for sure, but I was running faster, and considerably faster too across the board. So yeah, it's good to run workouts you've done before, see how your fitness has progressed, see if they feel easier at the same paces or even easier at faster paces. And if you're getting fitter and stronger, then you will get faster.
Well, go with it.
That's good. So you now join me back in the mini woods. So yeah, overall that was a very quality double threshold day, and well, in case you missed it, the double threshold day itself was 8 by 0.8 of a mile in the morning with 1 minute jog recovery, kind of gradually increasing the pace. I did this faster than the last time I did sort of that morning workout, so a good sign the fitness was progressing. And then in the evening, well, I did some 400s around the track at sort of a bit quicker pace than what I was doing for the 0.8 mile loop. But at the same time, you know, I was still working in that threshold zone, because ultimately threshold is a zone, it's an effort, it's not just one pace. So you can still be working in that threshold zone and that threshold intensity, but as long as you're, well, scientifically speaking, keeping your lactate levels in your blood well, below 4 millimoles per litre of blood. Because ultimately, well, your threshold zone is in between your LT1 or your aerobic threshold. You can think of that as the pace at which your body starts to feel like, oh, this just feels a little bit harder than that easy effort now. And for most people, that's going to be right around sort of that marathon pace. Meanwhile, you have that upper end of your threshold, your LT2. This is your anaerobic threshold, and this is the maximum pace you can hold whilst maintaining that steady state amount of lactate. And if you go any faster than this pace, well, it becomes unsustainable. It becomes really hard to hold, and you won't be able to hold it for any kind of prolonged period of time. So working in your threshold zone is working between these two pace zones. Your LT1 will be, well, anywhere around 2 millimoles per litre of blood, whilst your LT2 might be around 4 millimoles per litre of blood. And everyone has their kind of individual differences, but there's quite a narrow lactate measurement range there. So yeah, it's very finely tuned and very finely controlled. But we don't need to have sort of out and out the best lactate monitors out there to kind of know whether we're working in the threshold zones. We can work in our threshold zones based on that kind of perceived effort. Because if it feels too hard, well, you're probably not working your threshold zone. If it feels too easy, well, probably not at our LT1. So yeah, it's basically, to kind of put it simply, it's that comfortably hard sort of training zone. So kind of doing these double threshold style workouts, well, our whole goal in them is to not go above that LT2. If we go above that LT2, particularly in the morning session, well, it's going to increase our recovery time. We're not really going to get the benefit that we want from these kind of days. We want to run as much in our threshold zone as we possibly can. And yeah, if we go too hard, and I've made this track before on our threshold days, then we all of a sudden, instead of it being a double threshold day, we turn it into a double interval, double VO2 max day. Well, that's kind of a very, very hard training, and it's probably not the best thing to do out there, because it does take a lot out of your body and will really increase your recovery time. When I used to do some of these workouts too hard, I know I would feel it in the days following. My legs would be absolutely battered and bruised. So yeah, we definitely want to control the paces and control the intensity. So as I've been saying, so threshold, well, it's intensity, it's a zone, it's an effort. It's not just necessarily one pace. The pace at which you hit your threshold will be different depending on the conditions. I have a tailwind behind me right now, so if I was running a headwind, well, it's obviously I'm going to hit my threshold a lot sooner, or at a slower pace. Equally, if I'm running an uphill, my threshold pace is going to be slower. And also, when it comes to kind of training, well, we can still hit our threshold zones from actually running, well, a variety of different paces, different distances and workouts, and also different recoveries. So your threshold zone or your threshold intensity, we can hit in a workout by either changing our pace, the distance we run for, and the time we recover for. So going back to kind of that classic style double threshold day, this could look something like 5x2k in the morning with 60 seconds rest, followed by 20x400 with 30 seconds rest in the evening. The 2Ks might be at like marathon, half marathon pace, whilst the 400s could maybe start at like half marathon pace and cut down to 10k, maybe even 5k pace come the end. Now, there is one caveat with double threshold training. Well, one big caveat, and that is it's not for the faint-hearted. I generally do not recommend doing double threshold training unless A, you have the time to do it, and B, you're already training at such a high level and doing lots of high mileage that you will get the benefits of the double threshold training. If you're not already or running at least 70 miles a week, maybe even 80 miles a week, you probably could get more of a benefit from a single threshold style session. So yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. But as part of this kind of teacher training, it has been harder for me to fit in the double threshold days. And so instead, I've opted for kind of another kind of workout, which will be kind of the next video as part of this series. So I hope you've enjoyed, to me today talking about a double threshold workout. Hope you enjoyed me taking you through kind of what a double threshold day looks like in terms of sessions. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video in this series.